Hey everyone, Matt on here for the Matt Talks show, and we're right here in May of 2018, May 29th, 2018 to be precise. So today our topic, please forgive me by the way, I'm a little congested, got some allergies going on that I've been fighting through all weekend. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so I've been fighting through some allergies, a little bit of cold. But that doesn't stop me from my great love and passion that I have known as the Matt Talks show, and I'm here to bring you my latest video. But before we get into today's topic, don't forget everyone, July 3rd, 2018, the Matt Talks show anniversary. Yep, another anniversary coming up of the talk show. But anyway, let's get right into our topic today. And our topic today is Dave Ramsey. Yes. This is no disrespect in any way, or this is not even a bashing video. So if anyone thinks this is some kind of bashing video of Dave Ramsey, you're wrong. Turn it off if you don't think so. A lot of you know that there's a lot of videos that I come on here and rant about certain things or things that are nuisances that bother me, but that's not the case this time with today's topic. Dave Ramsey is a financial motivator, a financial expert. He's also dabbled in some real estate, and he does his own show that I've been really getting into and watching a lot of his videos. There's lots of people that call into his show in regards to debt that they've been having. They try to seek his financial advice on how to get out of debt, how to make their life work again, and the steps that they should do. It's great. I like it. I consider it a little bit of motivation for myself just watching some of these videos. But there's little nuisances about the videos that bother me. Now again, no disrespect. I admire this guy's work. He's very smart, and I'm going to continue to watch his videos regardless of what I have to say here. Just some of the little things that he bothers me that he tells some of his callers that call into the show. And I'll also use some of my personal experience of problems financially that I went through to further my case and discuss this here. And again, this is not a bashing video, so this is not something that I'm putting down this guy, Dave Ramsey. So Dave Ramsey, his customers call in, well, clients, callers, whatever you want to call them. The callers will call in and talk about their massive amount of debt in regards to car loans, student loans, stuff like that. And some of the stuff probably is a little bit of out of control because through a lot of the videos that I've watched, some of the people are just insane on their personal needs of life. Now, I find myself to be just a standard living guy. There's no extras. When I go to restaurants, I don't even ask for anything extra. I just get the simple plain Jane a lot of time with a lot of the stuff that I get. Everyone else will ask for all these extra additives and shit like that. I don't need that shit. And then there's people calling in and saying that they owe like, 60 grand on a car. And their monthly payments are like $400 or more on these car payments. And then again, the student loan debt thing is just out of control. It's just out of control over the entire country with the student loan debt thing. I understand that college has become an important thing over the years for getting hired by a job. Myself, I've gone to college, but I was fortunate enough to be funded that money by my parents and a family inheritance that helped fund my college education I took for 2.5 years, getting my associate's degree, that is, for radio and TV broadcasting. And I have no student loan debt, and I currently have no car loan. So, myself, I flat out last time when I bought my new van back in 2014, well, it was new to me, of course. In 2014, I flat out bought the thing with my own money that I've saved up for the prior years in the past. So I never had to pay a payment on that. And we're talking a 2003 Chrysler Voyager is what I've been driving around. And it's just, there's nothing different about this vehicle or any vehicle that you necessarily need. It does what I want it to do. All I need is the air conditioning to work, the heat to work, for it to drive. not really have any problems, and it gets me to point A to point B. Everyone else needs all these freaking XM radio and all kinds of stuff like that. You know, backup camera would be nice, but it's not necessary. So people have to have the latest in cars. I understand that is kind of so I get what Dave's saying there. But some of the little things that spook me about this guy is when people are talking about being $14,000 in debt or more, he tells them, well, you're not going to be seeing the inside of a restaurant for the next 3 years. Who's going to do that? You know, you got to go out to lunch if you're at work. You're hungry. You're not going to want to make food. Come on, really? No one's going to follow that step. That they're going to not see the inside of a restaurant for the next 3 years. Because they're just not going to do that. It's the human body, the human mind, the conscience is not going to allow them to not see the inside of a restaurant for 3 years. And they're certainly not going to be cooking food. But you also got to look at the other aspect that at least I have not seen it yet in any of the videos that I've not discovered yet, but there's hundreds of videos out there that I still have to watch if I have some time. But some people might only just go out to eat because they don't actually have food at the house to cook. So it's kind of like you're hungry now, you're not going to want to go get food and bring it home and cook it when you're hungry now. And for this aspect, you got starving children that are hungry, they're getting antsy because they're hungry. Me, myself, I know that for having 2 children. There's no waiting around for the children, that's for sure. You know, you're going to want to feed them, do what you need to do, get them to bed. You know, time is short. The day goes by so fast. For me as a father myself, it's just like, bam, day is gone. You get home from work, bam, the day is gone. So I just don't get that point where he tells people that they're not going to be seeing the inside of a restaurant. Me, myself, I was back in 2014, the end of 2014, January 2015, I did an evaluation of all my credit cards. Now, I had 11 credit cards to Walmart, Toys R Us, Lowe's, Pep Boys, Kmart, Sears, in there. A credit card through my bank. So I had several different credit cards going on at this time. Ace Hardware was another credit card I had going on. Care Credit is another credit card that I have going on. Kohl's. And believe it or not, here in the year 2018, I've dwindled that down to only $4,000 in debt. I started at the beginning of 2015 with almost $15,000 in debt. And I've managed to whittle that down to only $4,000 of debt as of this day that I speak to you here on the talk show. Only $4,000 in debt. And I didn't change a thing about the routine of how I live my life. I've still went out to restaurants. Usually that's a family thing that I do with my spouse and my children. Usually every Friday or Saturday, or maybe Friday and Saturday, we end up going out to eat for dinner on both of those days or one of those 2 days. And I did that for all of these years that I was still in debt. And I was still making about a decent amount of money. We're talking about $20,000 a year that I was making. So as long as I was managing these things, I can continue to live, the life that I wanted to live and buy things that I wanted to buy. So, what do you know? The cat's behind me. So, to those people out there, yes, you can take Dave Ramsey's financial advice, which is fine because he knows a lot more than I do. I'm not here to bash the guy, as I said in the beginning of the video. But from a person of experience who's been in debt and has a lot on their plate and own a house, pay taxes, all that other jazz, I am currently, right now, not behind on a single bill. All my bills are current. And I still keep the same mentality about how I pay my bills over the last few years. We're talking 2015, 2016, 2017, and here currently in the year of 2018. I've kept the same mentality all of these years on slowly paying down this debt. Of course, sure, there's a lot of times that the debt gets to me about having it. but I know that I will get through it eventually. Now, next year, I should be almost essentially debt-free at this time next year of May of 2019. And that is my goal. My goal is to be debt-free by May of 2019, for sure, as I make this video. That's a plea and goal that I try to keep for myself personally. And if people do stuff like that and they keep a routine, they themselves can get through it. I think a lot of the people that just call into the Dave Ramsey show is people that are just such in a panic that they feel that they are in a corner, that they don't have anybody to turn to. So they call into the show and tell their problem. And that's fine. Some people need people to talk to about this situation that they're going through. But me, myself, as a person who's been there, I made it through. I didn't seek any financial help. I just slowly got through it. I just managed my money correctly, Well, I guess we could say we managed the money correctly. Managed it enough that I could still live a decent life, go out to eat, buy things that I want, as long as all of these things were met and I'm not behind on anything, which I'm not behind on any of my bills. So that's my only little thing, I was just a little stickler over some of the nuisance things that Dave Ramsey said in some of his videos. I know some of the people were told to give up their cars because it's such a big thing, which could be true, but if they just manage things better. Now, these people might have been frequent buyers of real expensive stuff. Like, I just buy the $5, $10 stuff we're talking here, as I'm saying I could go out and buy the things that I want to buy while still maintaining a lifestyle while in debt. So these people probably are going out and buying like $400 speaker things that they could hook to their phone so they could listen to their music. There's probably a lot more that's going on here than what's covered on the Dave Ramsey show. These people will probably buy like a lot of expensive crap that they really don't need. And me, myself, I'm just, basically if I ever spend money, it's always related to food. I'm not always going out buying all kinds of stuff that I need to spend a fortune on to get. My needs in life are very low. I can't say that for everybody. But the 2003 Chrysler Voyager that I drive is fine enough for me. I don't need anything fancy. Could I eventually get something a little more fancier and up to date? Yeah, probably at some point. But sometimes I don't have needs for all this extra stuff. Everybody else is buying houses that they can't afford. Or they just got into business with the wrong people and then they ended up in debt. Or they have people taking advantage of them. Like some parents allow their kids to take advantage of them. And there is people I do that know that personally do this. Take advantage of their parents. And then their parents end up getting in debt because the lazy bastard don't want to work, or, we're in a society now that people feel that they're entitled to things. They can't accept the answer no, or they can't accept well, thank you for coming, try again, and set. The problem is that nobody sets their goals to things that they should be doing. They should set themselves goals. Like in 5 months from now, you're setting a goal on something that you want to do. And that's the problem with a lot of people today. And I see this, people in my age bracket, which I'm age 30, and people that are older than me, which is very shocking that some people are so lazy at age 50 or 40. These people, that should be me that should be lazy, not this 40-year-old or 50-year-old who grew up and started out in an age with hardworking people in the late 60s and the 70s and the early 80s. What the hell happened? I don't know. They just fell into the trap of society and life. But my advice is watch Dave Ramsey's show. Very influential. He's a very wise guy. I will give him that. He is a very wise guy. I like his presentation of his show. And he's been doing that show for 25 years. Hey, we got a guest. My key. There's that key. We got a special guest here on the show today. So watch Dave Ramsey's show and try to set yourself some goals, people. Set your goals. Quit being lazy, take the time to invest in doing things. And this also teaches your children, for those who have children or are about to have children, to know not to be lazy. Get those kids away from those iPads and those digital devices. Okay, that's what me personally, I'm a stickler of getting those devices all the time, because I never had any of that stuff when I was 7 years old or 10 years old. None of that stuff. If you wanted to play a video game, you had to sit down at the TV and play the video game. I didn't have any of that stuff, so I see no use for anybody else to have any of that stuff. So get away from that digital device crap. Limit yourself. You can go on Facebook, limit yourself to that stuff, because there's just lots of big ass drama on that Facebook. Get away from that fucking shit. Get away from all that stuff, because it's just poisoning people, rotting people's brains. That's why some people call me and wonder why they called me 5 times and I never answered once or answered a text back. There is times that I set my phone down and walk away for 3 hours. I've gotten that from my spouse a couple times. But I don't need that thing all the time. I don't need the cell phone in my hand all the time on me everywhere I go. I even set it down at work. I go to work. I don't carry that phone with me all the time at work. I'll leave it in the room on charge. I don't need it all the time. But my advice, watch Dave Ramsey, good financial expert, set yourself some goals, and just move forth. Make a plan. 5 years from now, you're going to be doing such and such. Or 5 months from now, you're going to be in a different place than you were 5 months ago. You can make it a couple weeks plan. That's all. It was about Dave Ramsey. But it was just, some of those things just bothered me. That's all. Plus, I needed a reason to come back on here, because it's been a long time since I shot on a topic or really presented a lot of time in my busy life to doing something major with the show. However, look forward to the M.A.T.S. Talk show anniversary in July 2018. That's July 3rd, by the way. All right, everyone, right here for May of 2018, M.A.T.S. over and out.